Please remember that reviews have to be taken with a grain of salt since they are subjective, even if paid magazines want you to think otherwise. I could definitely hate a game that ends up being someone's all-time favorite. That's just how life works, so chill and continue watching. Last time I reviewed a mobile game, it ended up belonging to the 2D, side-scrolling, endless runner genre. This particular case, I ended up playing something similar, Tsunami by MobiGame. All I had read before downloading it were positive reviews praising the game for what it did and how it differentiated itself from other runners. I could say the reason it took me so long to review it, besides being busy with life, was that I just didn't like it that much and didn't really want to talk about it, much less play it again. Let's start off with the positive. For one, I could say the concept of controlling a growing horde of brain-hungry zombies is rather interesting and novel. Most games tend to focus on you being the head-slicing hero. Zombie Tsunami decided to take a different spin of zombies by putting you in the shoes of the walkers. That's a cool choice by the designer team, in my opinion. They also have kept a pretty neat stream of updates trickling in ever since I downloaded the game. The last update till this review was the 27th of November, that's 2 days ago. It seems they're rather interested in keeping their community growing, and I can appreciate that. The music and sound effects are rather engaging, as well as the funky background. Not too brain-numbing. Candy Crush. Through their updates, they seem to have added some pretty neat content, such as power-ups, achievements, and unlockables. I do like the incentives they use to keep the player hooked. With that, I could definitely say they did a good job. Let's take a trip to the dark side. There are a few things I disliked about the game. Slowness, for one. Most of all, no matter what they did or the achievements or missions added, Zombie Tsunami started in a very boring fashion. Slow, repetitive, and lacking variety except for the backgrounds and hats. Each time I started a round, I felt as if I was supposed to be progressing and earning coins and so on, but I couldn't really see or feel the progress I had made. I started to think that maybe I'm just used to a different type of game, those with actual levels that you can choose from. I wouldn't really get very far in one run anyways, yeah, it kinda sucked. So the constant lack of feeling of progression was a little bit disheartening. When it comes to hardware, I have an LG Optimus L7. I know that it's a tiny bit outdated phone, a little older than a year, but I would assume that games would be made for a basic standard of Android devices, not the latest only. I understand that updates could have an influence in the way my phone handles it, but still, I expect games to work perfectly on my not so old device. I had incidences of stutters and graphic lag, as well as the phone sometimes ignoring the fact that I was pressing or holding for a long jump, so it caused my zombies to spontaneously stop in mid-air over a gap and game over. When it comes to the interface, I actually have pretty long bony hands, which make it difficult to hold a cell phone, small one at that, in a comfortable way. Yeah, I can see now the game is definitely meant for larger screens. What happens with the interface is that in order to utilize the most space on screen for jumps, obstacles, and the background, the game ends up lowering the whole setting. So at the bottom you only have a tiny strip of ground that is not actually essential in-game. Where am I going with this? There is no place to put my long bony thumbs comfortably without covering a necessary portion of the 4.3-inch display on either side. And because I'm coming from a console gaming background, I am used to executing jumps and other actions with my right thumb, which forces me to cover the corner of the screen that I need to see in order to land jumps correctly or see obstacles. Frustrating. On the video you can actually see me struggling at some point to coordinate my left hand to jump, so I can actually see what's going on the right side of the screen. Overall, although the game is not my cup of tea, it does seem like a decent time killer, something a few folks might enjoy. But I seem to have done a pretty decent job avoiding the mind-numbing experience for the last few weeks. I just felt like I had to get this review in before permanently deleting this off my cell phone. So long, sucker. Remember, look rationally at your previous experiences and don't judge a game solely on someone else's experiences. If you want, you could try out the game for yourself. I'll post the link down there at the bottom in the description. As always, keep on gaming. Come on, son. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe for some more of this good-ish.